With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let us now officially start the proceedings of the day. And what a better way to start than welcoming our keynote speaker for the welcome keynote address. And please help me welcome him with a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on stage for the keynote address delivery, Mr. Sanjay Kamath, Senior Vice President and Business Head, South Asia, Adrenalin E-Systems. Sanjay ji, welcome to the stage, sir. And looking forward to a cracking start from you.
Hi, very good morning all. I think we see a lot of backbenchers today. Okay, great. First of all, thank you. I think it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm sure it's going to be a very insightful day for all of us. And I'm going to talk about something very interesting, shaping the future of work. I think that's what we all want to hear about. And I have tried to categorize this into, explaining what are the key challenges. I'm sure there are many of you who are facing this day in and day out. But I have broadly categorized this into 4 different areas of challenges. So as an organization, we know that today it's becoming more and more complex, right? There are a lot of challenges from an operational standpoint. The businesses are very dynamic these days. And the talent, the people, the influx of talent also is becoming more complex going ahead. So if I look at the workplace today, I think one of the biggest challenge every organization is facing is we have multiple generations of people working in an organization. So when we are trying to look at how can we shape the future at workplace today, it's very important that your processes, your people, your applications that you use for your business, all has to be in sync, taking care of all these generations who are working for your organizations. So which are these 4 organizations? You are aware, right? Baby boomers are there, Gen X we have, then the millennials and the Gen Zs. And another 5 years from now, 2030, you will have the alphas also joining. So adding to more complexity, correct? So this is one area where organizations are seeing this to get all the factors in making your work life very clear as a big challenge. I think the other challenge that we also see is from an employee's perspective, correct? Today, people are not just joining organizations for money. People are very, the candidate stage itself, they are very clear which kind of organizations they want to join. They want to see what is the kind of culture in those organizations. What is the kind of flexibility that I have at workplace. They do quite a lot of homework, and then they decide, and they will also take some reference also before joining. So this is one such, so people are very career oriented these days, right? Employees. And adding to that complexity, I think today's world is all about, Swiggy's, Zomato's, okay, Amazon's. So people are very much used to these kind of applications, so consumer-based applications. And the expectation at workplace also has become such that they expect that the applications that they would want to work on also would be that fast. They'll have omni-channel, availability at workplace. Mobile is the in thing today, right? I mean, I think the new generation, is always on mobile these days. So this is one such area where, again, when you look at your applications that you get into your organizations, they have to also ensure that, the new generation also gets hooked onto that, and they don't feel left alone. And obviously, I think AI, that's the 4th area. I'm sure during the course of the day, there are some interesting topics. One such is going to be shared by Srinivas Bharati himself on the AI aspect at workplace. Here, I would only want to say that AI going ahead, it has to be at your workplace as a co-worker. I think there is no any doubt on this, right? You have to adapt to this situation. And employees at your workplace, especially the earlier generations, will have to upskill The new generation, I'm sure they are living with this already. But the older generation needs to slightly get into more upskilling of this in use of AI at workplace. And I think that's where that transformation is happening in most organizations that I see as well. So if I have to just go little in depth in those 4 challenges that I tried to categorize. So these are your typical generations at workplace. Do you agree? So you have the boomers who comes with an institutional ideology at workplace. Gen X, currently the key operators of your workplace and business today. The millennials, who are looking at a lot of flexibility at workplace today. And the Gen Zs, they are very, very fast, intuitive, almost having access to many omni-channels at place. So this is a complete mix, and that's where I think HR has got this challenge at hand to ensure that how to accommodate. So when you devise a process, you devise anything at all at workplace, you have to look at all these generations to put that practice in place. So this is one such. So everybody is now looking from their perspective, their own personalized experience, each of this generation lot. So that's more, it's a task at hand for all of us to see how we can offer that at your workplace. Now, looking at second, I think again, as I said, people are very, very career oriented, okay? And they also look at how an organization can fuel their skill set at workplace. So this is also an expectation. And I think from an organization standpoint also, if you are fueling growth, you have to ensure that your workforce or your talent who's there in your organization also keeps pace with learning. And last but not the least, I think all employees at workplace today are more keen to get recognized. I think that's where you see many organizations putting up rewards and recognition as a process inside their organization. So rewarding a talent, motivating them, I think this is a common buzzword now becoming very popular in all organizations. So you make growth real for these people, and I think, I don't think like the earlier generation that loyalty factor to work exists. If it would exist only if I think all these 3 things are being enabled to them, then probably their tenure at work would be higher. And as I said, for employees who are very keen, who have got access to applications, consumer kind of applications, they are looking for only personalized experience, And as I said, omni-channel access. And the UI of anything that they have to work at has to be very user-friendly. I think that's where people are looking at applications which are more UI-friendly. And I think at Adrenalin also, our endeavor is also to ensure that the simplicity at workplace is offered to employees. So we also look at how we can give a unified experience to all employees across the generations who are working at workplace. The last one, yes, there's no denying, and it's a fact now that you have to make AI as your buddy now at workplace. You have to use it as a co-worker. Now, we always hear about outcomes in business, correct? Today, individuals are given targets, that this is the outcome expected out of individuals. Now is going to be the time where even the AI will be given targets, what outcomes it can derive. Slowly from processes now, it's going to come to a stage where even in your business plan, you will also have, through AI, how business outcomes can be derived. So these AI agents also would have targets within the organization. So that's how the framework of organization is slowly changing. So obviously, as you said, you have to make it as a co-worker, and I'm sure every organization is upskilling towards that. Bots to conversation text. Now there is a detail discussion on this. I think Bharti is taking that. I don't want to open up too much points here because that's a very elaborate and interesting session that you should listen to. But this is a fact today that the contextual text is going into almost every task. So it's going to be a conversational AI. So that's how it is transforming into. And obviously, as your AI, it is 24/7. So it's all the time available for you at any given point in time. It's just not a 9 to 6 work. So it helps you to ensure that all your processes are faster, gives you the right purpose, and returns that what we are looking from business are attained through AI. So as on a closing note, I would also want to say that these challenges that we saw in workplaces that our endeavor in Adrenalin is also to ensure how we can offer you all these solutions across our stack. So this, I'm not going into depth. I'm not trying to sell you anything here at the moment. But here, this is a vast aspect of how we give a unified experience to employees at workplace through omni-channel method as well. So we have the entire suite, hire to rehire, we call it, completely modular in nature. And the way we look at it is, okay, you can look at your challenges at work, pick up those things, and get started. So if you look at, there are some 40 plus different products bundled into this suite. So 40 different solutions. Each can give you a different business outcome. So all this can help you enhance your existing business outcomes at workplace. We have a very interesting A team. Again, we'll elaborate in our subsequent sessions during the day. But I think this is one very important aspect from a SaaS offering perspective. How we can, because the workplaces are today so dynamic, the processes, your targets, everything changes. It's so dynamic. And I think these features where you can define your own forms, build your own workflows, have your own kind of reports, that you could do on the fly is something which is very, very handy tool, which we call it as an A-team here. And to top it all, you have Navi, which is an AI on top of the application. So it's built on Purple Fabric from our parent company, Intellect. And you'll see more details during the day. So just to give you Adrenalin momentum, I think we've been there for over 22 years, more than 2,000 customers, 70 countries, crossed 3 million users already. And we are part of Intellect. And for a SaaS-based offering, we have all the required certifications, SOC 1, SOC 2, ISO, GDPR. And we also were shortlisted as the only payroll software provider in the GPA Awards 2025. These are some of our Indian and global client list. So there are many organizations use the entire stack. There are few who start with certain modules and then they scale up to the next. So it's completely modular, scalable. And yes, I think we have quite a lot of interesting stories to tell about how Adrenalin is shaping workplaces for future. We have our booth also here, and me and my team would be here. During the break, we can have definitely an effective conversation with each other. Yeah. Thank you so much. I wish you a great day ahead, and I'm sure it will be a very insightful session going ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause once again? Mr. Sanjay Kamath giving the welcome keynote address on behalf of Adrenalin E-Systems, our presenting partner. I would now like to call on stage Mr. Amit Kaul, Head CRE and Administration from Canada HSBC Life. Amitji, if you could kindly come on stage to felicitate Sanjay sir. Thank you. Please come.
Hi, Amit.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Sanjay Kamath, Senior Vice President and Business Head South Asia from Adrenalin E-Systems, delivering the fantastic keynote address, and what a better way to start